Hello to you, my fellow Dark Ones. How are you guys doing today? How's life? Today we're going to focus on a bit of particle physics. A few episodes ago we already got muons. Now we want more. And how do we do that? Well, everything starts with tiny pile of neutrons. We already had a very small setup, now we want to improve it by a lot. Instead of the old setup, which was relatively garbage, we're going to go with 6 neutronium cannons. They don't look like a cannon, which is a shame. We're getting neutronium ingots in an ender chest through our ME system. We're using an RF tools crafter in order to convert them into piles of neutrons. We shall send them into the neutronium cannons, and what we're going to get is neutrino plasma. It's 100 millibuckets every 5 seconds for each machine. And you know, all of that goes inside a tank. The neutrino plasma that we are getting goes inside 2 neutronium bombarders. And if you guys remember, inside the neutronium bombarder, we're going to need 2 isotopes of lithium, lithium 7 and 6, which I'm producing down there. So what do we get in return? Decomposed matter. So basically 2 of these guys should power 1 of these guys, 4 should cover the 2, and 2 of them are extra because we need more neutrino plasma. Anyways, now that we have this decomposed matter, what do we do with that? Well, obviously it has to go inside a particle accelerator, and we have 4 of them. Because it has only like 4 recipes, I installed them all. One of those particle accelerators is going to take the decomposed matter, like so, and yes, the range is not amazing, and mix it with hydrogen. Like so. It will consume 1 million RF per tick, which is not amazing. And in return, we get alpha particles and electrons. Obviously, exactly like last time, the electrons that we're getting from the first particle accelerator are going to go inside the high impulse accelerator. That guy is also going to consume 1 million RF, and in return, we're going to get muons. Exactly like last time. However, from now on, this is our expansion. We're also getting something called alpha particles. Those alpha particles are going to go inside our second particle accelerator together with hydrogen. Again, we're consuming 1 million RF, but we're getting more garbage. Protons and neutrons. Protons and neutrons only have one use. They have to go inside a third particle accelerator, like so. And again, we consume 1 million RF and we get bosons, and that's it. Yeah, we just get bosons. The bosons that we have just made are going to go inside another high impulse accelerator. And what do we get? Gluons. However, one of the things that you might notice is that the input hatch and output hatch on this high impulse accelerator are way smaller. They can only hold 2 buckets. And the reason for that is very simple. We need bosons in order to make gluons, and then we need to mix those bosons with the gluons that we got in order to make something else. Quirks, leptons, and Higgs bosons. And yeah, this is why we needed more neutrino plasma. However, this one is a brand new machine which we haven't made yet. And it's a bit expensive. We have 28 left, so 75 means 48? Actually, 47. Also, these are hyper expensive machines. It's not just I'm placing blocks. Every time I have to wait for like 20 minutes. But anyways, quirk decomposer. We need accelerator tubes and neutronium cannon. Accelerator tubes we have, cannon we don't, but that was fast. I have ordered some of the components in advance so that everything goes smoothly. Okay, we're just waiting for the casing then. I have made our brand new machine, but I noticed a bit of a problem. It's actually a big problem. So the alpha particles that we were getting give us protons and neutrons at the same rate. We need both of them in order to make bosons, right? But you consume them at different rates. So we need 2 more particle accelerators, and that's not gonna be fun. It takes ages to assemble them, but both of them are complete, which is perfect. Well, almost complete. Come on, thank you. And we need to repeat a few patterns. So here is our hydrogen. I'm not sure if this works like entangled blocks, but we want to entangle the tank for decomposed matter to another phantom liquid phase. Yes, the range is garbage, I know. 1, no. 2, yes. So these 2 should work with the same block. Yeah, so again, this guy is making us extra alpha particles as well as electrons. That alpha particle has to come from here and go inside another particle generator. Also, the setup that we have down there in order to make decomposed matter can keep up with the production. Well, at least according to the JI, I'm not exactly sure, but if the number stays stable, we should be fine. It seems to be stable. Yeah, it doesn't drop, it doesn't go higher. It just fluctuates by 200 millibuckets. That's perfect. Okay, so I ran into a problem which I knew it was gonna happen, but I tried it a few times and I was like, maybe they have fixed it. But no. So these machines have 2 outputs and they also have 2 output hatches. Every time that I tried, you get alpha particles here on this side. So I was like, okay, then it settled. Maybe they have fixed it. And when it was running for a while, it suddenly switched, so I get alpha particles here. That causes a lot of problems because I'm linking the output hatch to the input hatch, and if there's the wrong fluid, then I can't craft. So for each and every one of these accelerators, what I need to do is that I'm having 2 tanks, and each one of them has a filter. So even if the fluid switches, it will go to the correct tank. And then, you know, we will link the correct tank. It's just that it's a bit of a waste of time. A huge waste of time. I think I have fixed the filtering issue and everything should be operational except one of them. Yeah, that one. So now we need to use our brand new machine. We need bosons, we need gluons, and we need neutrino plasma. Neutrino plasma comes from here. I had to do filtering with the new machine as well. And yes, one of the tanks is full. My bosons should be here. We'll connect you to you. So the second tank is full. Lovely. And we need the gluons, which is you. This machine also does not require any power, so for a very long time we should be fine. And yes, we're extracting gluons. And in return we're getting Higgs bosons, we're getting leptons, and we're getting quirks. Lovely. Now, I'll be very honest with you, I forgot the rest. I have a machine. Well, I just made the controller. We need gravitons, which is quirk and leptons, and that is for the final particle accelerator, which should be somewhere around here. Yeah, that one. This has been one of the worst projects that I have ever done, but that should be something. Yes, leptons. And I want quirk, which goes over there. And now we should be producing something that I really needed, gravitons? Yes. But I think it's only gravitons, right? Yeah, it has only one output. That is amazing. We're also getting gravitons inside a tank. Weird. Anyways, those gravitons have to be converted into strings, and that's why I made a brand new controller. I haven't made the machine, but honestly speaking, it's actually not that bad. And that is going to give us strings as well as string crystals. We need it for further progression. I think everything is now ready for the final machine. We're missing something. Mythic machine case. I thought I got enough. It's okay. We have plenty. Unlike a few of our machines down there, this one does actually require power. And we disable limit. And we need our gravitons. It's not much. This one consumes 3 million RF. What? That's a ripoff for strings? And I have 1.6 million strings. Not the same thing, yes. But yeah, finally, we can make string crystals, which is important for us. Actually, surprisingly important for us. Not for this. For our amazing secret lurker coldstone. You see? We need 6 of them. However, that is not the main reason that I started this project. There is one more thing. Do you remember our Higgs bosons? They're over here. We have 13 buckets. They are going to give us something called a time crystal, and we can use it in order to get into lazy AE2. Don't know if I want to do that, but eventually we need that time crystal in order to progress. So you might be asking yourselves, how do we make it? It's actually quite easy. The only problem is the multi-block. Look, it needs 1000 aura blocks and it looks really bad. I hate this. Let's go get some aura blocks. Just to correct myself, we don't need 1000 of that, we just need the one. It does have EMC, and I had a portal somewhere. Oh, it's there. And we just need to find the castle, it's that one. Okay, I'm walking in the correct direction. We just need 1 block. That's it. Look at all those penguins! I'm a jerk, I know. Since the cube has a very interesting look, we're actually going to make it far, far away from our base. I am actually afraid that our base is not going to make the cube stand out enough. And yeah, we're missing almost every single material. Well, this could take a while. Also, it's not just the aura blocks, it also needs 866 iron casings. So this is just a frame. Although I'm assuming that the input hatch and output hatch are inside the cube itself, so you're not meant to look at it from the outside. I have almost assembled the cube, the problem is that I always get lost. So we need 3 buckets of Higgs bosons. We just right click. Fine. We also need to somehow transfer this into our cube, so let's have an ender tank. And the worst part of my life is to find a channel that has not been used yet. We go with, I don't know, 4 lime to orange. The good thing about ender tanks is that if the channel is in use, it will tell you. Here it says water, so that means it's empty. Fine. We can go to the cube. It's actually not that far, it should be, yeah, over there. So the outside looks interesting, inside is actually not that bad. It's like a clean room. Let's finish the structure first. These are Higgs bosons. Are you blind? Okay, you are blind. The bucket goes in the center. Oops. It's okay. We just need to dig a bit and we place them down manually. So how does this work? Well, we are going to need power. We're going to need the Higgs bosons, and then we should get something somewhere. up here. Is it even working? 1 million RF. Yay! Time crystal. Oh, that's a quest. Let's just import it back into our system using an ender chest. This should work fine. The tank was empty. Okay. It's fine. It's going to make way more. But we are done. We can go home. So now the main question is, do we get into lazy AE2? So there's a mass assembler, which is a multi-block molecular assembler. You know, exactly like the one that we had in 1.21. The problem is that, do we really need that? I don't think there's going to be that many patterns, and I do have a lot of space. You see, all of these are empty. Oh, actually way more. Way more. Although there is one thing from this mod that I don't really mind, and that is an ME level maintainer. It's like a request terminal, but it has a limit of 5 items. That's basically it. That's the only thing that I really need. Because my level maintainers are actually just the storage monitors. Whenever something drops, I just order them. Okay, let's try to get the maintainer. At least. This doesn't even require the time crystal. Well, I guess if you want the flux aggregator to ease your pain, yeah, you do need the one. I guess let's try to craft a few components manually before we would be able to automate it. So that's an energy acceptor, we shall have a few cables, and a few inscribers. And no, I don't plant the tulips, I have bees down there. We just need to do a few things manually, it's not a big deal. So that is our flux logic unit, that's why we needed the time crystal. And that is our flux aggregator. Your request? Interesting. It's actually not something surprisingly super fancy. We can just put it here and it has auto export. And it can accept 8 speed upgrades. Holy. And well, we just want one pattern to make the flux steel ingot. Also, auto export to the top. Yes. Do everything from the top. Let's order some flux steel. See how it goes. Goes well. So does that mean I can have my level maintainers? Lovely. Okay, so we're going to have 8 maintainers, because what I did with the displays is that I have played around with anchors. And here, I don't think I can really do that. But that should give us 30 options to auto-craft at all times. The first item is going to be cryotium. The amount to maintain is going to be, I don't know, 10,000? And craft them in the badges of, I don't know, 2,500. It's cheap and easy. Same thing goes with the other dusts. I will set them up. I'm done, and yeah, the system kind of works. I removed one stack of items from our applied energetic system and it's now crafting them. That is cool. We can actually do the same thing with different stars. Yeah, especially these ones. Well, maybe not this one per se, the other ones. But yeah, I'm actually happy with this change. This was amazing. In general, I wish I had access to this earlier, but let us move on. Last episode, we made something called the horrific cold stone, and well, let's try to use it. And yes, I'm fully aware that we have to be somewhere like Omothal, but let's just try this. Hathor. Why Hathor? Don't have a clue, but you have to be in a space station. Let's hope Hathor is not a garbage place. Oh, it's this planet. Let's set the warper home, just in case. And thankfully we cannot fly here. Okay, I thought we can. So let's do this. I'm stuck in something. No clue what's going on. Dude, I got stuck in bedrock. Can I pearl? Oh, there's something which blinds me. Oh, it's that guy. Whoop. That's not really fair. Did you die? Oh, there's more of them. How am I supposed to kill something that I can't see? It's bedrock. Is there like a button? Yeah, I don't really know how this works. Let's get a Nova Catalyst. Bye-bye. Is there anything left? That didn't really destroy that much. We try another one? Baby Zamboni. And weird things. Yeah, it's made out of bedrock and I can't get in. Maybe they can get out. Yeah, they can get out. Somehow. Is there a door? I think there's someone else coming. Yep. Okay. Blindness is gone. Somehow. Still, that doesn't really explain to me how I should go in. That's the Nova Catalyst hole. So how do we go in? Oh, there is a hole. Hello? I'm back where I started. What kind of a maze is this? Oh, it has 2 floors. And a final one? In any case, ladies and gentlemen, I think we have what we want. Not sure, actually. Well, I know this is something that I want. This is a crystal that I believe we have already made, but I'm not sure. And that seems to be it. So the cosmic fracture that we just got can be duped, and we're not really going to bother with the automation because it's not necessary at this very moment. We just wanted 4 pieces for our actual main cold stone. Later on I actually have no idea what it does, but apparently it makes the 4th order mythic fractal, which we don't need it now. So that is obviously off the list. Now we need to work on this one. The Oblivion candle. Well, it does require 4 corallium singularities, but that's going to be relatively easy, I suppose. Oh, it's that singularity. Oops. Let me check. Wait, is that? Yes. Okay. We're good. You know, for a second I thought it's the chunk, because if you want 10,000 of this, that's really not gonna happen. It is gonna happen. It's been a while that we have been playing, so we have a ton of resources, I guess. I did manage to get the singularities. I didn't auto-craft them, I just had to export them because the stack numbers are different. The corallium gem cluster only stacks up to 16, so my patterns were not really working, and I was lazy to calculate. However, the candle itself is a teeny tiny bit more involved, but we were almost ready for it. You might notice there's something in the middle. Sapphire. It does require a bunch of gizmos, we can craft some of them, however there's a fluid that we're missing, unholy radioactive mix. So 2 more multi-blocks. One of them is the steel thermal mixer, which we have it in that building as well, and the other one is I think a brand new machine, recursive processor, grinder. But we need the fluid first, and that fluid is a teeny tiny bit involved, not that much. The first fluid that we need in the radioactive mix is going to be potassium 41. How do you get it? A living flesh. I don't really know why, but I'm done with asking questions. Also, everything that we are going to do is going to be semi-automated, not fully automated. Because there's one part of this radioactive mix that can never be automated, and that is corium. But just to make sure that the fluids are not going to be mixed up, let's put a filter for every one of them. We shall put some living flesh inside a centrifuge. And yeah, that is potassium 41. We also get a bit of garbage that I'm going to void. Although I did mention we're not going to automate it, but that doesn't mean that we're not going to craft everything in bulk. So living flesh, give me 1,000. 64,000 rotten flesh. Well, that is off the list. Nitrogen 16. Astral water, milkiest chocolate. Sure, I just have to check the ender chests, I don't remember their colors. This machine is called a Neutrino radiator, and I had a pattern for it because I made pattern for this mod whose name I shall not mention from the start. And well, this is the first time that I ever crafted it, because I got an achievement, but that is nitrogen 16. We are also getting theobromine, which doesn't have that many uses. You can just make unsweetened chocolate. I'm just voiding excess, we don't really need that. However, now we come to another thing. Astatine. We need an electrolyzer, we need a chemical reactor. First we need some alchemical goo, then we need some ethereal fabric. They go inside the chemical reactor, and what we're getting is radioactive ethereal goo. And tritium. Tritium is something that we are going to need, so we're going to put it inside a tank. Yep, and the radioactive goo goes inside an electrolyzer, and we get a bunch of garbage, including astatine. Honestly, we don't need the rest, so we can void them all, and we just want the astatine. I do have a feeling that we're going to have a backlog of tritium, this is why we have a tank. Otherwise, tritium also goes into one of the input hatches. The final fluid that we had to craft was molten LEN-236 fluoride fuel. It's not a fleble, thankfully. I just have a barrel full of the fuel, I have a melter, and I do have a chemical reactor, and I have a dimensional transceiver for fluoride. Not fluoride, fluorine. I think we're producing it somewhere in that hole. So that is 5 of the fluids. We need corium. Corium is something that you will get once a fission reactor melts down. So we need to make a reactor, and we need to make it melt down. For me, this is actually quite satisfying. I'm not exactly sure, but I think the bigger the reactor is, the more corium you're going to get, right? Makes a bit of sense. Oops. So I don't know. Let's go tall. Really tall. Oh, and the reactor cell. Since this reactor has only one use, and that is to melt down, I think I did a pretty good job. So that's the controller. Fuel goes in. What? Casing incomplete. Why? Is there a hole? Oh, yeah. I missed this part. Also, your AI is confused. I helped him. Casing is complete. Meltdown. We run. Yeah, I did a pretty good job. That's corium, I think, right? Yep. So the question is, can we somehow pump it out? I'm lazy. So there is a pump from ranged pumps. And I don't know, can I have a tank? Yes. It's pumping. I used the reservoir, it was a bit faster, and we have a decent supply of corium. So you should give me unholy radioactive mix. Lovely. Let us go and get the rest of the garbage. What is the rest of the garbage? We need the shining sandstone. That is going to give us 100 of the shining sandstone chunk. And we need only 100 millibuckets, okay. We have a bit of shining sandstone, let's use 20 of them. That goes into the input. We need 2 buckets. Where's the output? Oh, up there. Oh boy. That's almost full. That is exactly 2000. Lovely. So that has to be pulverized together with something else in order to give us the sapphire. Yes, dense vibrating chunk. I have already started making a teeny tiny bit, we have the inanimate soul. The rest of that should not be that bad. Liquid madness. You know, this recipe is basically all the fluids that we had in different combinations. Here is also seared rock. And yeah, that is seared gravestone. So let us see if at least we can make a bunch. We can. That is lovely. For the moment, that's actually quite nice. For the sapphire, we need this recipe inside a pulverizer. You know, the mythic processor one. You're a pulverizer, right? Yeah. So can I have 64? Oh, I can. It took like one tick. But yeah, we finally have it. I wanted to make the candle, and I did remember that I did something on the amorisma. Yeah. That's what we want. Pulsating starlight. And the drum is full. I had an ender tank, so I'm using it somewhere. Okay, that makes a bit of sense. And your magenta. Because here's the thing, I was aware that we have the pulsating fluids, we don't. We have the reactive fluids, which almost has the same texture. We have 10,000. The question is, where am I using that? I don't remember. Anyways, that's not very important. The important part is that we are actually producing it, so let's get 4. Yeah, thank you. So we have our sapphire. We do have the 4 singularities like so. And we just made the pulsating fluids. Did it have any other uses? Yeah, a bit. But that's not a big deal. We also require a sacrifice, which I believe at our botany area I do have a few cows. No, it's okay, I can find the cow. So I always get confused between this and occultism. How does this work? We put you down, we start, we kill. Yeah. And we got the candle. So it's not a coal stone, it just says use me. So let's use you in Borean. What? Use the candle while standing in the center of the candle circle at the bottom of the maze. There was a maze? Oh, that's the maze. Maybe. There's a hole. Thank you. Ah, that's the hole. I love mazes. Did you know that? That's sarcasm. Hope you brought some pearls. Sure. I have pearls. So wait a minute, do I just have to jump holes? Yeah, probably. What is this? Block of ultimate. Thank you. I'm not here for loot. Okay, so I arrived down here and, well, there was a hole which was covered, so I broke everything. Do you know what to do? No. Something bad is going to happen? I'm not exactly sure, but okay. Oh, that's it? Can I have more? Because I need 4. Let's get 8. Just in case. The Oblivion candle gave us the ingredients for a coalstone, and that is called the Oblivionare coalstone. So, where do you work? Abyssal Wastelands. That's not a horrifying place. And that's the cube. Abyssal Wastelands is the first dimension, right? I think. Yeah, we even had a coalstone here. And a bunch of portals. Let's not go that far. Whoa. Whoa. Loud noises. I can't fly here as well. And we're going to be warpy. I think. So is there a door? No. Oh boy, another boss fight. Well, we do have to enter the arena, but let's make a waypoint. We go into the arena. Hi. Boss will be invulnerable until all guards are defeated. Be careful not to get overwhelmed. Okay, what do we do? Well, I know what to do. We're just gonna have a lever. The cube which is inside is relatively massive, so I'm not exactly sure if the grinders are going to work, but we're going to place them nonetheless. Let's see if it works. Somebody died. No? Nobody died. People are dying. It's just that over here we have tons of mobs. They're a bit irritating. Regeneration 200 for 90 seconds. Okay. Somebody died. Is he dead? No. Okay, so the boss is on one of the corners. This corner. It's just that he doesn't stay in one place. I don't think he's dying. Oh, he died. And thank you. That's what we wanted. Corallium eye. Let's go home. Just came back and realized something very important. Do you notice something missing from the wall? I think it hasn't been there for ages, but my warp remover is gone. Thankfully I had it on auto crafting, so we're crafting it. But this corallium eye is actually quite amazing, because now using EMC we can make different essences from Meatballcraft. It can be duped and it will also give us the primordial catalyst, which is used for the 3rd mythic fractal. You know, this one up here. I wanted this thing for a very long time, so I just crafted a warp cleanser and these guys are back. Okay, I'm not asking questions. But I did automate the production of corallium eye and we can craft it. Well, technically speaking, we can dupe it. So let us fix a few patterns. Why are you empty? Seared gravestone. So seared gravestone is vitreous. Which one is vitreous? that one. What don't we have? Nothing. Probably just vitreous. Yeah, I'm sorry, this is why I have the banners, so that I know what are we missing. But that should be fine. Let us fix a few patterns then. You know, I even left-clicked here. There was nothing there. I'm so confused. So this corallium eye is useful for a few things. One of them is, of course, duping it. This one is important. It's for the third mythic fractal. But mainly we wanted it for the different essences from Meatballcraft. We have the Abyssal Wasteland Matter. That's good. Actually, we do have all the essences. We just need to EMC them. A bit. Yeah, this is a much better recipe. We can remove the ones from the multi-blocks. Yeah, it took me a while to find them, but good. So now if I need to craft different essences, it's going to be incredibly fast. Awesome. So why do I need to craft different essences? Well, that's a very good question. There is something called Eldritch Essence. I've just updated all the patterns, and if you want to craft it, that should be semi-fast. It is. That is used for duping something else, as usual. And that thing is called the Eye of the Flesh Manipulation. Well, let us dupe it first, then I will explain to you what it does. That is the recipe. We don't need you. And you we reduce by 1. Come on. Thank you. Was that Prince Tom? Oh no, that's a torch. Please tell me we have one more P2P tunnel. That's unlinked. Lovely. We can have like 500 P2P tunnels. I'm just lazy. So we just connect it to you and we wait for it to update. Ah, finally. Let's order 10. The self-feed is enabled. So as usual, it will take it out, put it back in until we get 64. Yeah, now it works. So if I order an extra one, the craft should be finished. Can I lock it? This is a big problem. This one works differently. Okay, with this one, you can't do self-feed because the Eye of the Flesh Manipulation can go inside both of these slots. So what I have done is that I have configured the machine. It will only receive the Eye of the Flesh Manipulation from the back through a conduit which has a higher priority. The one on the right, which is purple, it will receive from the interface so that it can dupe everything, and anything in excess goes back into an interface and into our system. So if I order one more, craft should be done. Exactly. And this always stays at 64. But good, now that we have this flesh manipulation Magicabob, what do we do with it? Well, it can be used in making Shoggoth flesh, and it is reusable for that, but there is another recipe, Paradigm of Dominion. So let us get 4 of them, I guess. Hope it's cheap. Well, it's crafting it, that's always a good sign. The Paradigm of Dominion has a few uses, I suppose. Well, 4th order mythic fractal, but that's not why we want it. I wanted it for our callstone. The one that will help us skip the nightmare. Also, from this recipe that you see over here, we can add a few more things, I think. One of them is strings. Is that the one? Gluon. Yes, that is strings. And yes, that is our crystal. I made a bit extra, but it's fine. Thankfully, our draconium ingot is also ready, so it's way more complete. You go there. But don't you worry, the things that we are missing are just nightmares. But with that, ladies and gentlemen, I think it's also a good time to wrap up the episode. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it. Till the next one, bye bye.